I bought the property for one reason: peace. No shared walls, no common lawns. Just land, trees, and a fence that clearly marked where. My world ended and everyone else's began. Checked the deeds, I checked the surveys. Even paid extra to have the boundary stakes verified twice. The fence was in a digressive, 6 feet, clean, legal, private. That's when the HOA president noticed it. He didn't like fences, he liked control. The first time he climbed it, I assumed it was a mistake. Found muddy footprints on my side of the property and a bent fence cap. A week later, it happened again. Then again, always the same pattern, him. Inspecting my land like it belonged to him, I confronted him calmly. He smiled and said, "HOA rules apply everywhere in this neighborhood." I replied just as calmly, "Not on my land." That's when it turned into a game for him. He started climbing the fence on purpose, sometimes with a clipboard, sometimes with his phone out, recording like he was daring me to react. Sent written notices, certified letters, trespass warnings. He ignored everyone. So I stopped talking to him and started talking to professionals. Property attorney, a land use consultant, and finally, a licensed installer. That's when I learned something most HOA bullies don't understand. Volts don't hurt people. Amps DuPont and a properly installed electric fence is legal, non-lethal, and designed to discourage, not injure. I filed permits, I installed warning signs every 10 feet, bright, yellow, impossible to miss. The system was compliant, inspected, approved, and then I waited. 2 days later, I saw him again. HOA president, same smirk, same confidence. He looked straight at the signs, laughed, and said to his phone, "He thinks this'll stop me." He climbed. The moment his hand touched the top wire, he yelped and dropped back onto the HOA side of the fence like gravity. Suddenly remembered him. No injury, no burns, just humiliation. And witnesses. He screamed that I'd assaulted him. I didn't say a word. He called the police. When they arrived, I handed them everything. Permits, inspection reports, written trespass notices, video footage of him climbing the fence multiple times over several weeks. The officer looked at the fence, then at the signs, then at the HOA president, and said, "Sir, why were you climbing a clearly marked private fence?" That's when things unraveled. The HOA president tried to argue authority. The officer explained jurisdiction. Another patrol car arrived, then a supervisor. By the end of the conversation, the words criminal trespass and liability exposure were being used about him. The HOA board held an emergency meeting that night. I didn't attend. The next morning, I received an email. "We acknowledge that the HOA president acted outside his authority. All interactions with your property will cease immediately." 2 weeks later, he resigned. The fence stayed, and no one ever climbed it again. Because the best revenge isn't loud. It isn't violent. It's documented, legal, and unavoidable.